Well, hello, my soul friends. It's Victoria on the Soul Nurture channel. What are you doing? How are you doing? Take a few moments for yourself. Come sit with me. I promise I'll offer something that hopefully will meet you right where you are, okay? That's the whole goal of this channel. It's a channel dedicated from my soul to yours as a outreach in the way that I can with the spiritual tools, with the soul work tools, with the inner work tools that I have to help us navigate our lives as souls having a human experience. So, welcome. And if this is your first time, look at my other videos, get a sense if you like what I'm offering, if you feel connected. Please do subscribe, like, and comment. The more you comment, the more you like, the more you help me support others through YouTube, through my videos. Okay. So, man, how are you doing? We have just been through a couple of really bumpy weeks leading up to the full moon, after the full moon, kind of in smoother waters right now. But in the smoother waters, I feel like we're seeing in the wake, all the stuff that's been going on for people that we love and in our own lives. You know, I've been doing this work for about 25 years professionally, more so, just as a soul call, being someone who likes to just help people be lifted in their faith and beyond the challenges and struggles that they're experiencing. And it seems like more and more, I mean, it just is. We're just living through deeply transformational, chaotic times, right? Aren't we? And so I noticed this last few weeks, maybe a few months, and for me personally, a couple of years, I've been growing through some big things, and it seems like there's one thing after another for a lot of people, including myself. So my topic today is something you hear me talk about a lot, and I thought I'd break it down for you. And I call it soul tracking or sacred awareness. These are two ways of thinking of this. And truly, it's a way, considering souls having a human experience, to navigate our human world through a higher perspective. And how this topic came to my mind, well, first of all, I get asked a lot, what do you mean by that? And I know I use terms that sometimes they're terms from teachers I've had or trainings I've had or great teachers I follow. Like a lot of my work is Jungian based. I am a spiritual director, a Jungian based spiritual director. But I've been studying Jung's work for a while and been drawn to things that Jung taught that I didn't even know were connected to him, that I just sort of, through the collective unconscious, was really gravitating towards. Put all the puzzle pieces together. He had already created so much of what I was trying to do on my own. So that's on a side there. But soul tracking and soul awareness, sacred awareness, I think I just put them together. And what I mean by sacred awareness is shifting your perspective to a higher consciousness, a higher awareness, the witness of what's going on in the world, the chaos, all the stuff that's challenging. First of all, my heart goes out to you if you are currently in the midst of a big struggle, a personal struggle, in addition to all of the chaos that we are collectively growing through. My heart is with you. My prayers are with you. And what I was saying is that when I started this work, 25 years ago, the work seemed simpler because they were just, I used to call it, we'd shift a solution quicker. Like, what's going on? I'm a transformational hypnotherapist, and I've been doing soul work for many, many years, helping people navigate their lives with a different perspective, a shifting of old beliefs and patterns to reach the potential that God has placed within your soul, our souls, right? So now it just feels weighted and heavy. Everyone is dealing with something. And that is why I just feel like, we need to just be really, really more accepting, offer more compassion. And where this topic came, though, flashing in my mind was I have this beautiful dream work group that I've been blessed to be part of for, gosh, I don't know if it's 4 years or 3 years. I think it's 4 years. These women that I met doing a dream work conference at Hayden Institute and we were doing work together, and I just kind of put it out there. Does anyone want to continue having a dream group with me? And we have 8 women committed, although, we have life too. Sometimes we're not able to show up. They're not able to show up, but I hold the space. I just put it out there, and whoever shows up, shows up. Anyway, I had this idea to, at the end of our dream work, we do projective dream work, Jungian-based work, projective dream work, and where we enter the dream as if it's our own and give feedback to the dreamer. And we always talk about this in the group, that we're doing this work for ourselves, but for the collective. And so at the end, we just gave perspective. Where is this dream speaking to the collective? And it was so profound, and it was really awakening for me, because, to be honest and vulnerable and authentic, I have been snagged in judgment. I have been in the human experience of fear. When we're in our human experience, that's where fear lives. The Course of Miracles says there's 2 energies in the world, fear or love. Love, in my mind, comes from the higher perspective, the sacred awareness. Soul tracking. I'll tell you more about soul tracking in a moment. Mostly, it's just about shifting perspective. Where are you focusing? Are you focusing on the problem, on the chaos and the uncertainty, in fear? And that's important. It's feedback, isn't it? It's telling us, giving us a sense of what's going on, what we're needing to wake up to. But then the only thing we have control over with all that's going on in the world is our inner world. So that's the point of this. So soul tracking is, I put those terms together. My husband is a primal arts, nature-based teacher. He studied with Tom Brown Jr. Tom Brown has been his mentor for many, many years, and Tom Brown passed away. Is it 2 weeks now? It's very recent, very, just rippling through that community, the Tracker School community. My hearts and prayers are with all of you. And, I've gleaned from that work from my husband, Ben. And so tracking is one of the earth-based skills he does that he learned from Tom Brown. But me, I'm all about soul. So I put soul in front of it. Soul tracking, to me, my version, is witnessing our human tracks through a soul perspective. What's going on with this human called Victoria? Where is she stuck in fear? Where did she fall into judgment? Where is she getting pulled into this rebirthing time, this time of chaos, which precedes change, in a way that is not supportive, right? So that's kind of how you witness yourself with soul tracking. What are your tracks? Are you contributing? Are you contaminating? Are you stuck in judgment? Are you stuck in fear? Are you reaching your higher potential, even despite what's going on in the world? Are you staying connected to the thread of faith and trust? And I want to share one of the things I learned from Ben, and I imagine he learned this from Tom Brown in one of the trainings. It's a process I did, or he has taken me through a few times, that is the ultimate reminder to hold on to faith, hold on to your soul awareness, hold on, connect to that inner wisdom, and to however you connect to the sacred, to God, to Jesus, to your soul, to your higher self. And it is called a blindfold string walk. And so the first time I did it, I was so frightened, right? You put a blindfold on, right? They take you to a part of the woods where they have run a string through, the trees, through the shrubs, through, whatever, and it's like navigating a maze. So the only way you can do this, unless you cheat and you try to peek, is to surrender, hold on to that thread, and let that string, that, thread guide you through this, terrain, the unknown, the uncertain. So I think about that as sacred awareness and soul tracking. I think about that as what we need to navigate uncertain times, to hold on to the thread, of higher possibilities, of your faith, of trust, whatever the thread means to you. For me, it was, okay, when I go, I surrender from my fear and I hold on to this thread. I hold on to my faith. I hold on to the knowing I'm going to be okay. I'm going to find my way through. And I feel that is the same for all of us right now, individually and collectively. So shifting that perspective into being a soul having a human experience, and to ask, am I living from fear or in faith? Now, fear is necessary. Of course, fear alerts us to things that are concerning and things maybe we need to take action to. We don't want to diminish fear, but just an awareness of, where are you mostly living from? And fear can be gripping. It can shut down our possibilities. It can shut down our authentic expression. So in this time, our collective stuff, our individual stuff is really being stirred up, isn't it? Which provides us great opportunities to do our inner work, to do more of the deeper inner cleaning, right? Which is the human side of the equation. And that's why I always say, well, do your inner work, which is your human work, and your soul work, which is your soul work. And being mindful that both need to be addressed. They do. So the inner work, since I'm there, when so much is pressing on us, stirring up a lot of our old subconscious materials, our fears, this is a good time to soul track. What is your soul showing you in your human experience that needs to be healed, addressed, and make a different choice about it? For instance, when there's so much going on, this is the perfect time to do shadow work. With the political stuff going on in the U.S., it's been hard for me, and I'm sure a lot for you. And I've said this before, one particular candidate certainly triggers me. And triggers show us there's more work to be done on the inner, and maybe take some action too. But these are opportunities to see what beliefs are connected here. What's the fear pointing to? What old wound is being reopened? What is it reminding us of? What patterns do we fall back into when we're in fear? These are questions. I'm talking about now the sacred questions that we could ask to facilitate healing for ourselves during turbulent transformational times. So soul tracking is finding from that soul perspective, that knowing that you could do better, and you're much greater than the fear. You're much greater than the judgment. Those are traps of the human experience, right? So what beliefs surface during the chaos or when you're triggered? And what do you need for your healing? Negative core beliefs and negative patterns are always pointing to unmet needs or a fear of needs not being met. So what are the needs? So you want to assess that and then find a way to meet those needs. And I'm going to talk more about some practices we can do. But that's on the individual. We rise to the sacred view with curiosity and compassion, and definitely, most importantly, trust. Trust is so necessary during these times, faith and trust. So remember that we have the switch on the inner. If we're in too much fear, we're in our human experience, we can switch that to faith, to the sacred view, and ask some sacred questions, some more individual sacred questions. You hear me talk about these on my videos. They're good reminders. I'm always reminding my clients. I usually bring some of these to the first session to keep along in your go bag as you're walking through your life. You're moving through your life. You're growing through your life. Your life is unfolding, and you've got to I always say, have your transformational tools packed in your go bag, in your everyday support bag. So some sacred questions individually. Number one, I always say, how is this happening for me? I know that can be tricky when really, I've heard some devastating news about friends this last week? How could we possibly look through that filter? How is this working for me? And maybe that doesn't apply to you, but try it on and see if it does. How might this be an answer to prayer? And again, look gently. This isn't about bringing judgment on yourself. It's about expanding faith, okay? So don't, when the shoulds come, well, it means I should have this, I should have that, or no, that's back in fear, that's back in limitation. Come back to that higher sacred view. Now, ways to do that, obviously drop into meditation, bring a meditation bowl. For me, I just raise my hands up, like I'm asking God to guide me to see things differently. So I'm just going to go through my list here. What is my soul reminding me of or nudging me towards through what's happening? Another sacred question is, where is my faith right now? And faith means something different for all people. It could be faith in what you believe about life, faith in trust, faith in your God, faith in nature. But it's an important question because we've gone into fear, right? Unless we've disconnected. Just keep thinking about the thread I talked about at the beginning, holding that thread. Where did you drop it? How can you pick it back up? So how is your connection to soul, or how is your connection to God? How is your connection to yourself? Capital S. Mind, body, soul. Have you disconnected? When we disconnect, when we throw ourselves in the chaos of what's going on in the world, we really are lost. We really have entered the chaos and lost the thread, okay? Sacred questions for the collective we're thinking about for the higher perspective for what's unfolding. What is trying to emerge through all of this? What might be trying to emerge? Birthing, I always say, is messy. It's challenging, it's hard. But this beautiful baby arrives, right? So what new beginning, what new opportunities, what better way is trying to find its way, right? Oh, and by the way, did I say, comment. If I say anything that really, that rings true, pause your video and comment, please. I love to hear the takeaways. I love to hear what I'm saying from my heart to yours lands and offers you something that uplifts you. That's my main goal, to help you reclaim your beautiful soul potential, nurture it, and stay uplifted through the growing pains, right? Okay. How about this one? What is my prayer for the collective, for our collective? In what ways can I contribute instead of contaminating with judgment or fear? Think about, I said this on one video and somebody reflected it back to me that they really liked it, that we're all swimming in the same pool, so no peeing in the pool, that's contaminating. You want to contribute something that helps us all have a better experience. And, okay, I'm going to say this. I don't want to be political here, but this is how, one of the main things among others that I know who my candidate is. It's the one that's contributing, inviting us to do something higher, better, instead of contaminating with very low vibe ways of being. I'll just say that and leave it at that. I'm still deciding whether I'm going to talk more about politics because it is on my heart for sure as we get closer to the election in the U.S. But for now, I'll do it in you can probably find the clues in this video and many of my videos. Get a sense from this standpoint that I am a human behavior specialist. I've studied human behavior. I have studied how people present and what the unconscious is really seeping through their conscious. In some cases, the consciousness is so unfiltered that we're seeing so much. And how do we, as Maya Angelou said so beautifully, when people show you who they are, believe them, especially when it comes to the leader of our country. That's it. Sorry if I got too political. It's been percolating up, like, how do I not say anything? But I'm trying to do it in a way that's contributing and not contaminating, okay? All right, so this is the key one when we're dealing with the collective. How can I witness what's happening as a mirror for my own inner work? Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Or if you have any other sacred questions that come to mind along the lines that help you shift your perspective to that higher sacred view, that help you rise out of the human fear and out of the human struggle into that place of trust. So if you do, please offer those in the comments as well. And let me know where you're viewing from. I love that too. Okay. So yeah, we can't control what's going on in the external world, but we can control the inner world. And this inner world is our job every day to commit to doing better, to clearing the muck from our own inner world, to tend and mend our wounds so we're not leading from our wounds, but rather offering our gifts in contribution. So some healing processes you could be doing during this time when you get triggered and you get the sacred view and you see your humanness, and without judgment you say, I could do better. That's what I felt in my dream work the other day. I cried, like just cleansing tears of, I felt my judgment for the collective. I felt my judgment for a certain political party. I felt it and I didn't like it. And I cried and I felt where I had disconnected from the sacred view, where I had let myself fall in the muck and the mire of all the chaos, which is not helpful. But hey, sometimes we fall back, we fall in it. I call that doing research, and also checking where you are and rising back up with what you have to offer. So healing process, shadow work, 100% shadow work. We are seeing the shadow stirred in the collective, especially in the US and in ourselves. This is important work. Affirmative prayer, when you see what's not working, or maybe you do watch the news, or you hear a story or something that's going on with friends, and your heart is just hurting and you don't know what to do. Affirmative prayer, or pray the way you pray, but affirmative prayer is to speak in the direction of the healing and the resolve and the remedy. And then always, always, always vision for greater yet to be. Okay? This is just like motion towards what's emerging. Seeing the chaos before we witness the change, right? Move your feet while you pray. In other words, do something while you're praying. Take action in the direction of what you hope for and what you're visioning for. This is important every day, to give thanks. Give thanks for life, for your life as it is, and ways you can give thanks. But give thanks for greater yet to be in advance. Give thanks for the solution. There's a solution wanting to come forward. Give thanks in advance. Give thanks for all that concerns you individually and collectively to be taken care of, okay? The ultimate spiritual tool during uncertain times and chaotic times and transformational times, individually or collectively, is to surrender and trust. Not easy, but so important. I literally just do this every day. I surrender, I let go. I surrender, show me the way. I surrender, show me what is mine to do. Okay? Let go, let God. So, some other things you can do. Read uplifting material, if you love the Bible and get your inspiration there, have some regular time, or with a spiritual book or a spiritual text, whatever your faith walk is. Listen to uplifting podcasts. Hopefully mine can be uplifting. Move your body and release what you're holding that's not supportive to you or others. So I'm going to recommend a few songs that I like. So listen to the songs, move with the songs, find songs that help you and move it, shake it out, move back into faith, holding the thread of trust, holding the thread of certainty and uncertainty. I'm certain that I'm being led somewhere. I'm certain I'm being guided through, that we all are, towards something greater. So here's some songs that I recommend. And most importantly, reach for support if needed, okay? I'm still offering the 20-minute consults. Look, go in the description, find my website, and fill out the request for a consult or a session. Know that you're worthy of having a full session with me. Go to my website and look at the testimonials. Maybe that'll inspire you to reach out. Okay, so some songs these are my go-to songs. Music is a go-to for me because it's a perfect reset for the mind, body, spirit. My favorite reset spiritual singer is Ricki Byars. So one of my favorites of hers is All Fades into God. The link is in the description. Please listen to it. Light a candle, listen to it. A lot of the times I'll use her songs to take me into meditation. I'll light a candle, I'll put on one of her songs, I'll feel into the music, and I'll go into meditation. So Let Go, Let God by Ricki Byars as well is a good one. And then I put one in that I really like. It's because it speaks to kind of what I feel is going on in the collective, and it's called Broken Together by Casting Crowns. And it's just a reminder, like, we're all in the human experience, and we're seeing each other's wounds, we're seeing each other's shadows, we're seeing our own, and and maybe we're in judgment of ourselves. So we need to get to that sacred awareness of we're all doing the best we can. Yes, even people who do not believe what you believe, they're all doing the best they can from the perspective they have, from the life they've journeyed, from the conditioning they've received. And we are all, in some way or another, invited right now to grow out of limited conditioning, to reach that higher possibility, the higher possibilities together. I do have 2 quotes I'm going to wrap this up with. Let me know how you keep yourself uplifted, how you shift to that sacred awareness, or do you soul track? I'd love to know that. Okay, from Thich Nhat Hanh. I love this one here as a reminder. Each thought, each action in the sunlight of awareness becomes sacred. If you touch one thing with deep awareness, you touch everything. It's beautiful. And then this from Dan Millman really speaks to what was on my heart, to why I wanted to have this talk. Faith means living with uncertainty, feeling your way through life, letting your heart guide you like a lantern in the dark. So I'll just leave you with this. That is the main essential work for soul tracking. How's your inner light? Is it dim? Is it gone out? Is it flickering? Or are you keeping it well lit by nurturing your soul, nourishing your mind, body system, feeding yourself with uplifting material? Yes, watch the news, but then go into prayer. Create an affirmative prayer right after you hear something that's disturbing or alarming. Go into visioning, and then keep nourishing yourself with uplifting music, supportive people, healing practices, whatever feeds your soul, keeps you on that high watch with the sacred view. Okay, peace be with you during these very interesting, never boring, always stimulating transformational times. All right. Thank you so much for being with me. I appreciate each and every one of you taking time to stop and visit with me. And I truly, truly, truly want to know how you're doing. Even if you're in a challenging moment, let me know. But I invite you to do this since we're practicing this. Write your challenge. And believe me, I'll pray for you. But then reframe it into an affirmative prayer. This is what is, but now I'm affirming that this will be, and then put that in, and I'll hold that prayer with you. Okay, take good care, and I'll see you probably the end of the week when I do the new moon in Virgo video. Oh, and welcome to Virgo season. To all my Virgos, many, many blessings for your your sacred solar return. I always want to say solar return birthday season. Okay, until next time, peace be with you. Bye.